Welcome everyone to today's webinar. Today's presentation on the HortCalculator. This is an innovative online financial tool that is designed to revolutionize how leaf green farmers approach biological control investments on their farms. So with these tools, I would like to imagine having a TurboTax style platform, especially designed for agricultural decision making, where you can input your farmers' data and receive customized financial analysis to guide your investments choice in biological pest control strategies. So our team is developing this user-friendly tool to help farmers like you evaluate an economic feasibility of implementing natural enemies in cultural practice in your operation. Through dynamic enterprise budget, the HortCalculator will provide a comprehensive financial indicator, including profitability metrics, cost structures, sensitivity analysis, and return on investments calculations, all tailored to your specific farming context. So this project brings together expertise of a different team of research and includes direct input from an experienced farms advisory board to ensure the tool meets real-world needs. By the end of this initiative, we will not only deliver the online platform, but also provide extensive training through workshops and monthly webinars, online lectures, and guidebooks. So today, we will walk you through our vision for the HortCalculator and how it will transform the way you approach financial decision-making in biological pest control investments. Our topic today is what farmers need to start growing leafy green in economic analysis. I introduce you Jean-Pierre, which will present you the webinar today.
Thank you, Juliano. Welcome everyone again. My name is Jan Zavala. I'm a second-year master's student under the guidance of Dr. Ariana Torres at Purdue University. Today we are gonna walk through what farmers need to start growing leafy green as an economic analysis. I was thinking before this webinar that I came to Purdue in 2023 in January. So we start to talking about to build a calculator that helps small and medium-sized farms to take economic and financial decisions. One of the first questions that we have with Dr. Torres was, on which crop should we start to do this job? Then we agreed that leafy greens, like for example spinach, are very common. It's a very common crop among small and medium-sized farmers. So that's what we start. I wanna before I introduce this topic, I wanna tell the audience that this is the fourth webinar. We have 3 webinars previously. I don't know if Juliano, could you please put the link on the chat? So the first webinar, we started with record keeping because, and you will see at the end of the presentation what record keeping is important in order to have data to make decisions for your farm. So the first topic of this webinar series is record keeping. The second topic is how to build an enterprise budget. Since you have the record keeping, aka data, you will be in the second webinar, you will be walk through how to build an enterprise budget. The third webinar is how to read, how to interpret key financial performance indicators, because we want to show the audience with real case studies what you could do with the data that we have, with the tools that we have developed together. And also in this webinar, we're going to talk about what farmers need to start growing leafy greens, but from an economic perspective. Having said that, you have
I would like to stop you in a minute. Let me provide them a little poll so then they can answer 3 fast questions, so then we can report to the agents we are. So if you guys please could answer these 3 questions that is showing on your screen. Let me have my more 15 seconds and then I'll end up the pool. Okay, is it ended?
Yep.
All right, thank you, Jean-Pierre.
Okay, thank you, Juliano. Thank you everyone to answer the poll. We want to start this topic on why leafy greens, what are the importance of leafy greens in the local food system. Well, the importance of leafy greens in local food system start with providing essential nutrients while supporting small and medium-sized farms. It's also important to say that this topic from today is tailored or more tailored to leafy greens under high tunnels. So when you are producing leafy greens under high tunnels, you know that you can produce year-round production because you have the help of the high tunnels with the weather and also to extend seasons. And also, we know that if we have year-round production of high tunnels, we are improving the food security, particularly in local systems. Also, we want to know that understanding the economics of the production is crucial for farmers. There is I was reading the other day that around 50% of the farms that start within their first 5 years close, and it's mainly because of financial decisions. But also, it's not only in farms, and also in small businesses. 45% of the small businesses close or falls within their first 5 years. So, and then I was thinking, what could be the main reasons or on what they are taking not the right decisions on financial decisions, for example. And also, it came out to my mind that leafy greens farmers, when they start operations, they have very common barriers, like for example, the capital for variable fixed labor overhead costs. Also, the labor shortage is a real problem these days. One of the things that is also very important is the investment, the initial investment, like for example, tool or a structure like high tunnels. I was reading that the average price of the square foot to build a high tunnel is from $5 to $10, which is pretty high because it's just 1 square foot is from $5 to $10. And also the equipment that you need to produce, you need like wheel tractors or other tools, and that implies a particularly very considerable initial investment. And also other thing that we have, and this is one of the things that I always share in these webinars or when I was talking with farmers, is the strategies on marketing, the marketing strategies, like for example, pricing. Dr. Torres mentioned in a conference that the idea to put a price, for example, in a local or in a direct to consumer channels, is just because you as a farmer arrive to a farmer's market, let's say, and then you put the price of spinach just because the farmer next to you is charging $10, let's say, per pound. But you don't know why that is the price. And then, for example, if you don't have a marketing strategies on pricing, that will be a problem at the end of the day, because you don't know, let's say that you don't know how what is the cost that you're having per that pound of spinach, and you also don't know what will be the minimum price that you need to charge in order to cover your expenses at least. So, and that's another challenge that we found that it's pretty important to share. And also we have been doing some search on internet, and there is just few tools to help you to make financial decisions tailored for small scale farms. In this research, we have been working with real small farmers, like for example, 1.5 acre, or I think our largest farm is 8 acre. So those are very small, and also are urban or peri-urban farms. So which is the data that we have. It's pretty tailored to those small farms. And what is important to have this data, because we think that there are different key economic factors for starting your leafy green operation. The first information that you need to record, you need to have, is your farm information, your general farm information. Like for example, what's your area, what's the total area of your farm, what's the total area of your high tunnels, what are your startup costs. For example, how much are you paying for your seed? How much are you paying for your pesticides? How much are you paying for your fertilizers? And also, one of the important information that you need to have is your revenues. So you need to know what's your yield and how much are you selling your yield for. And also to do that, you can split your costs between variable, labor, fixed costs, and also overhead expenses. Most folks, I've been talking with farmers the past 2 years, and it's pretty hard to charge overhead and fixed costs to your vegetables, let's say vegetables operation, because since, for example, you have an area and that area you split or you share with different crops, it's pretty hard to charge how much are you paying just for spinach, just for lettuce, just for turnip, to, for example, to your electricity, your water, etc. The good thing is that we have found a way to charge all of these costs: variable, labor, fixed costs, and overhead expenses. Because at the end of the day, the information that we want to provide is your profitability analysis, because with your profitability analysis and other financial performance indicators, you will be able to take decisions whether you want to increase the area of your leafy greens, decrease, or just expand. As I told you previously, the driver of this conversation is the HortCalculator. The HortCalculator is an economic tool that helps farmers to compare pest control methods to make profitable and sustainable decisions. In a few words, this tool will help you to take decisions whether you want to keep growing your leafy greens under your conventional pest management solutions, or if you want to switch from your current pest management solutions to biological control or beneficial insects. This tool is going to help you to make that decision for you. This tool is a research-based tool, so we ran an experiment, a research here at Purdue, so we have the data of the beneficial insects, and we plug that information into your data, and at the end of the day, you will see later on in this presentation, we're going to show a real case study to show you how the tool makes the number for you, makes the math for you, to help you to make a decision on which type of pest control is best for you. How the HortCalculator works, where basically you need to input variable costs, like for example, your seed, your fertilizer, your pesticide cost. You need to end the labor cost. How much are you paying per labor? Also your fixed costs, like we are having fixed just the depreciation of your structure on the tools that you're using just for spinach, and also your overhead expenses. And one of the things that this tool works is it works with one cycle of spinach production. And at the end of the day, after you enter all of your information, your variable labor, fixed costs, and overhead expenses, and also your revenue information, you will the output, the HortCalculator is going to generate some outputs. Let's say that we have cost analysis, profitability analysis, sensitivity analysis. This is important. Sensitivity analysis, I always stop here because it's important, since we were mentioning some price strategies or marketing strategies. The sensitivity analysis is very important for farmers because it will show you how sensitive is your net profit when price and yield are changing. And also break-even analysis for yield and price, and it's also very important because you need to understand what is the minimum yield that you need to produce in order to cover your expenses, and also what is the minimum price that you need to charge in order to cover your cost. And also we have some other financial indicators to help to understand better your finance in your farm. Some spoiler alert: we have been working in the HortCalculator for about 1 year and few months. The HortCalculator is going to be available for free, and also it's going to be held in there is a link on the chat. Right now in that link, we have all the webinars, but we're going to help the HortCalculators in that website. So you just have to put your email and put your data, and the HortCalculator is going to make the math for you. Again, it's free, and it's going to be available for everyone because it's going to be online. Or a potential launch date of the tool is going to be the end of March or maybe early April. We are still working on that, but it's in a good shape. Since it's in a good shape, we're gonna show you today an Excel framework. And why an Excel framework? Because we first built an Excel framework to help us as a framework, framework to build the website. Please stay tuned because at the end of the presentation, we're gonna present the Excel with some real case studies. As I mentioned, we're going to have a case study. The first one is going to be we're going to have an overview of the real case study. The farm that we are going to present today is a 1.5 acre farm. It's located in the peri-urban area of Indianapolis. This farm sold their annual gross sale is a little bit higher of $100,000. It's a family-owned farm, produce around 35 different type of vegetables. And it's a really small, and it's located in a peri-urban farm. We're gonna see the financial risk that this farm could have when producing spinach in winter. Also, how cost-effective pest management are for this farm. I'm gonna share right now an Excel, and then you're gonna tell me if you can see the Excel, okay? Are you all watching the Excel?
Yes.
Okay, so as I mentioned previously, this farm produced a spinach in winter for a little bit more of 1,000 square feet. The yield obtained in this area was 440 pounds. The annual gross sale was $110,000. They have a loss due to aphids of 12%. This is very important for the calculation. They sold the pound of spinach in different direct-to-consumer and not direct-to-consumer channels. For example, farmers market, restaurant, and retailers on an average price of $10. They have different variable costs: seeds, manure, paper plug. They have different type of labor. They pay for bed preparation, transplanting, fertilizers, harvest, weeding, and also post-harvest like cleaning, washing, packing. In this part of the tool, we are showing the equipment and machinery to get the depreciation. And they have, as you can see, they have different tools and machinery, like for example, high tunnels, high cooling system, irrigation system. And for the overhead expenses, they also have different overheads. Like, for example, the most popular or the main ones were property taxes, payroll taxes, mortgage. All of these costs are annual, but you'll see here. And also, they were having problems with aphids. As you can see, they have 12% of losses due to aphids. And then we ran an add-on of what will look like this farm with, instead of the conventional pest management control, what will be this farm financially if they introduce Chrysoperla carnea. Chrysoperla carnea is the Latin name by the most folks calls lacewings. So, and then we introduce the lacewings data, and then we'll have this type of information. So this table here is gonna show the cost per category and also the total cost as they are currently producing. And this table here is gonna show you the cost when they are introducing the lacewings. So what having this cost analysis is important, because you can compare among the two tables which one has the higher cost and why they have the higher cost. In this case, after releasing lacewings, this farm has the higher cost. But having the higher cost doesn't tell you too much, because you will need also a profitability analysis. So in this section of the tool, we have the sensitivity analysis, the net profit analysis, and then you will see what will be the projected net profit as they are current operating, and also what will look like the net profit if they introduce lacewing into their spinach production. And as you can see also in the right side of the screen, you will see a figure with the gross revenue. The white bar is after releasing lacewing. So you will see that the gross revenue is slightly higher than their current pest management system. The total cost is, of course, as we told you previously, is a little bit higher when you release lacewing. But also the projected net profit is a little bit higher, because one of the things that we have, one of the results that we have in our research is when we release lacewings into spinach, we have only 2% of losses due to pests. As I told you previously, one of my favorite part of the tool is the sensitivity analysis. We have the sensitivity analysis as they are currently having their pest management control, and also when they are introducing the lacewings into their production. And you'll see we have here 49 scenarios. We have the optimistic scenarios is when your price and your yield increase by 30%. We have the most likely scenario, which is the current price and the current yield that this farm is having. And also we have the pessimistic scenario, which is basically when your price and yield drops by 30%. And also, as you can see, the tool makes customized comments to better tell farmers what is happening, whether they are going too optimistic, too pessimistic, or if they are maintaining their current outputs like price and yield at the same level. And also similar here, we have something the same, but with the lacewings data introduced into the sensitivity analysis. We have also the section of the break-even analysis, where you will see what is the minimum yield that you need to produce in order to cover your costs. And also we have optimistic scenario when your price increased by 30% and your cost decreased by 30%. You have the most likely scenario, which is the current price and the current cost. And also you have the pessimistic scenario when the cost increased by 30%, but your price decreased by 30%. Having said that, you will see that you have various scenarios here. If you want to take decision 10%, if you are 10% up, 20% up. If you are 10% down, 20% down, and so on. And the same we have for price. We have the break-even price analysis. And this is very important because at the end of the day, you will know what is the minimum price that you need to charge in order to cover your expenses or your costs. And also we have different scenarios because it's important to understand what happens if your yield drops or goes up by different percentage, and also your cost. I think this part of the tool is very helpful for farmers because you can understand better how far you can go with your pricing strategies. And also at the end of the tool, you will have the marginal benefit cost ratio. These financial indicators basically tell you whenever you are investing $1 in your lacewing instead of your current pest management control, you are making $2.08 on gross revenue. And the return on investment is basically telling you whenever you are investing $1 in lacewings, you are making 1.54 dollars on your net revenue. And also this part has customized comments, so you can understand better because the tool is gonna guide you how to interpret these tools. And also this type of webinar are also important because you can ask different questions around this type of financial indicators. I'm gonna stop share here because I'm gonna come back to a presentation, but if you have questions on this tool, we can always come back at the end of the presentation. Okay. Okay, as we told previously, one of the first tips that we need to understand is the record keeping. How important is to have data to run this type of experiment or this type of financial indicators. Budgeting and forecasting is also important. You'll see how important is the utilization of sensitivity analysis or break-even analysis for price or yield. And also cost savings. And since you have a cost analysis section in this tool, you could see how you could save expenses in your spinach or your leafy greens operation. With that, I would like to open the floor for questions. As I said previously, we always can come back to the Excel file. Just if you have any question, I will be more than happy to address. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre, for your presentation. I think, yeah, we have been sharing there's a lot of videos, not only webinars, but also videos of the different lectures that have been posted online on the website that I shared on the chat. So you can go to the chat and click on that link. That's a website that we're going to have the calculator available. I think I would say probably in a month-ish. And one of the things that we want to do is, and we're trying right now, is to provide different videos that are going to serve for you not only to use the calculator, but understand what do we need to use financial tools to make decisions. There is a lot of decisions that you can lower risk or increase profits or just give you peace of mind of what are you doing with your leafy greens. Ideally, we're going to expand this calculator for other crops. But one of the things that we want to do is we started doing with leafy greens and biological controls. So we're happy to work with individual farmers to cater this calculator and the analysis for you. So please reach out to me. I'm going to write my email address here on the chat if you have any question about it. The other thing that I want to say is, if you want to try the Excel file, we understand that Excel is probably not the most user-friendly tool to make decisions or to make analysis. for your farm. But one of the things that we can do is also cater or tailor the Excel file to your farm and provide you with analysis before the website is available. The tool is basically going to give you, the first thing it's going to give you is profitability things, but then it's going to tell you how much risk are you exposed and how can you manage that risk when prices, yield, or cost changes. So let's say you have a pest, your yield is going to lower. What is the impact on your profitability? Or what is the minimum threshold for yield and prices that you need to charge? But also it's going to tell you, okay, what is the resilience of your business or any investment that you have when you are making biological control. So we're looking into benefit cost ratios and return investment. And the idea is to give you a very comprehensive photo or a snapshot of your farm and the investments that you're planning. So Roger asked an example here. Is this example a totally closed greenhouse with the introduction of biologicals? No, that was a case study. That it's built on high tunnel production. So it was a spinach grown in high tunnel. And we haven't worked on greenhouses only, but we're more than happy to do that. And then Roger also is asking what happens to the data that I put into the calculator. Is it online or is it data local? So the data that you input is going to be online and it's going to be into a Purdue, it's going to go to a Purdue a server rather, but it's going to be available only for you. Also, the analysis are going to be available only for you. So you're going to need to input your email address when you use the calculator. We care a lot about data privacy. So we're unable to see your individual inputs, but what we can see is the data and the code of your report. So if you if you use the website and you enter data, you're going to enter your email address where you're going to receive a report of the financial analysis. If you want to, let's say for some reason you miss that report or you can't find it anymore, I will need the code to pull it and ask the system to send back the report to you. So we're not able to see what everybody is doing individually to protect the privacy of users. I hope that answers the question. We're going to have, if anybody's going to the Small Farm Conference, we're going to talk about this tool and we're going to tailor it to pricing strategies. So one of the main things that we can do is to understand, oh, great, Roger is going to be at Small Farm Conference. So one of the things we can do is not only understand investments, but let's say you want to sell to another market. How do you price for different markets? What are the strategies that you can do to price not only based on your production costs that you should know? Your production costs are basically the minimum price. You need to cover all the costs. So are the minimum price that you can actually charge. So you should know this price. I know a lot of farmers may decide that that's a lot of time consuming, but at least you need to understand a guesstimate of what is your production cost, because that's going to be your minimum price. And then you have the competitor prices, right? And then you have what are your customers willing to pay for it? So there is like a triangle that it tells you, okay, my costs are here, my competitors are pricing here, and my consumers are willing to value this here. And the idea is to have that wiggle room to map it out. So you're going to be able to develop the best pricing strategy for the specific market segment. So a price for a farmer's market is going to be very different than if you sell to restaurants or if you sell to a retailer. So understanding or your farm stand. So understanding how do you change prices and what is the implication of that for your finances. That's something we're going to share at the Small Farm Conference on March 4th with Jean-Pierre. So we're really excited to be there. But in the meantime, check on the videos. If you have any questions, we're more than happy. I put my email address, more than happy to answer any question that you may have. And yeah, we're going to continue. The next webinar is in March 17.
March 10th.
March 10th. And then we're going, so a week before that. So March 10th, we're going to have the next webinar, and all of them, there's going to be a video prior to it. We recommend that you tune in, watch the video, bring questions, and get on the webinar to answer any question but there's a lot of content. There's much more content on the videos that are on the webinars that we're producing here, but they're all posted on the website that I shared before. So I think we can give a couple of seconds for people to ask any question if they have, and we'll be here trying to answer those.
No, I don't know, Julian, do you have to put the poll?
Yes, I would like to provide you guys with another pool, just 3 fast questions, so we meet the requirement for the founding agents. So did it pop up in your screen? Are you guys seeing the pool? Okay.
Yeah, the poll is available on the screen. They should be able to answer.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for attending the webinar. Again, there's much more information on each video. Check the website, and if you have any questions, even though financial analysis is probably not the favorite thing for farmers to do, I think it's one of the most important analyses that you can do to make sure that you are making enough money to keep your farm profitable. So more than happy to help with any analysis that you want. And yeah, looking forward to see where this is taking us.
Thank you so much, everyone who responded the poll. Should I close it?
Yes, I think if you don't have any question, but if you have any burning question now, we can have a second more. If not, we are more than happy to answer via email. We're always going to be at Purdue. Well, I will. So we'll be there to answer any question that you have. But if not, thank you very much for attending today's webinar, and we look forward to seeing you later. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.